So it's good evening and welcome back. And what a matchup we've got here between two blockbuster players. I mean, arguably the game of the event so far. You're watching Beard Productions. We are at the Supreme Pool Series. My name's Nick Finn, and I'm joined by Matt Schofield on commentary. How you doing, Matt?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good. I'm very good. I've been looking forward to this game so much.
I have, yes.
As soon as I saw this one was announced a couple hours ago, and they were going to put it on the stream table. As I say, it's one of the games of the event so far. Two players who are at the absolute top of the game. Marc Farnsworth, who is arguably one of the best English 8-ball players in the world at the moment, playing somebody who's had so much success in every aspect of Q Sports, Chris Melling, and they've fairly cruised their way through the event so far, and here they meet each other in the winners round 3.
There was a prize put down at the beginning for a 9-ball player to win the event. It's proven to be a good bet so far. Shaw's been flying.
Yeah.
Melling's been flying. Cowboys is gone now, I think.
Yep, Carl's gone, but he was doing well.
Appleton's still going. He's 3-0 up, I think.
Yeah. So there's a number of games going on at the moment. We're going to stream 4 of those games. So if it's not this one you want to see, then there's another one out there for you. But I wouldn't go anywhere. This is the game. This is the one. And I've got to say, there's a real buzz around the arena. The crowd has just gathered in, and you just feel the intensity's just gone up slightly.
Yep.
This is a huge matchup. It's not often you get to see players of this magnitude face off against each other. And it's like literally 2 rocks colliding. Who's going to give way?
Who do you have for favourite in this one?
Oh my goodness!
Personally, I think Marc's the more solid of the two.
Yeah.
But when Melling goes, is very, very attacking. When he goes from, he can take them from anywhere. But obviously they get difficult if you're going for everything sometimes. I
was going to say it might be decided by the break, but that's difficult to say when this new rack is. And just almost guaranteeing a good break every time. So this is going to be about who's got the best patterns, who's potting the most balls. And it's just a coin flip for me. I'd be interested to see what the bookies were saying before the off. Because
I think Melling was even money.
Yep.
I think Farnsworth was 8-11.
8-11. There you go. Not much in it. And that's a nice shot there from Marc. He knew he was going to cannon a ball, and he controlled it well. And
drop his pot in now, and
yep.
1-0.
And you can see the line of players and spectators behind, watching on. Some players.
Oh no, he might have snooked himself. He has.
Oh my goodness.
Adrenaline.
Yep. As I glance around the table, I see Matt Brearley watching, Partab Singh, Shane Thompson. Shane really loves his pool, always on hand watching. He loves watching money matches.
Yeah, and playing them as well.
Oh yeah, he certainly does.
He likes to start as well recently.
Yeah.
He won't like that.
He's got it.
Great shot.
Yeah, super shot. There's the kind of shots that you expect Chris Melling to pull off.
Yeah, you expect him to get close to that, but to get it, it's...
Yeah, superb. That ball it wasn't like it was hanging, it was above the bag. And the referee on hand, one of the best in the game, this is Viv Rusco.
Black ball referee. She must be all-rounder.
Yeah.
Was that a break dish? I didn't see who broke that one, to be honest.
No, Melling went in off.
Did he?
Yeah. Yeah. So the strap line for this event when two worlds collide. And there you see them in shot. There's one of the worlds, Chris Melling, who's been around the world. In fact, just recently he's been around the world. He's been over in China. He's just come back from the States playing in the World Series.
He did really well in China, didn't he?
Yeah. And on the left is another well-travelled man, Marc Farnsworth. He is a familiar face on the IPA tour, #1 ranked player on the IPA, and also doesn't mind a money match himself.
No, he loves it.
He's been trying to get one together with Tom Cousins recently. But Marc is just an incredible player. Now we look at his break, arguably one of the weaker aspects of his game. He's been working on it hard, and he timed that really well, and he's lost the white a bit. Oh, jeepers. Well, he
look at the break, though. Black's gone. There.
Yeah. No, black's over the middle.
Oh.
Yeah. That was...
thought there were two whites then.
That was really well timed. Nearly lost the white, and he was so lucky because the yellow came up and it just brushed past the edge. Any contact would have dropped it in the pocket.
See the crowd watching on?
Yeah.
It's always going to be busy for this game. Like you say, Marc will be wanting to put a stamp on the match. Do you think it'll affect Chris that he plays in multiple cue spots and Farnsworth just sticks to the one? Do you think it favours him too much?
I don't know. I might have thought so yesterday, but I mean, Chris was on fire yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, I seen that. I seen him against Seb. He was queuing nice.
Yeah, yeah. And Seb, a good attacking player. But, Chris made no mistakes, and also Chris is... I think he beat Arf and Dad at one point.
Yeah, he did. I think that was 11-9. They're good friends, them two.
Yeah. So, like the players need much introduction, I will just run through their profile. So Chris Melling, nicknamed the Magician, he's aged 39 years old. And when I read that, I thought, and not for any other reason, not in a detrimental way. I just felt that Chris was older, not because he looks older, just because he seems to have been around forever.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in the Moscone Cup a good number of years ago. He just seems to have been playing pool for so many years.
Well, I think he looks older, personally. I think it's an old profile.
Yeah. When asked who makes his cue, he's got no idea, which is unusual. But look at this list of accolades. The World 8-Ball Champion twice. The World Masters 8-Ball Champion twice. The International Masters Champion. European Masters Champion. The World Junior Champion. China Open. Moscone Cup Champion. 2 Moscone Cup Most Valuable Players. I mean, the list just goes on and on. I won't go through it.
I want to say, is there anything he hasn't won?
Yeah, I mean, it's endless. It's crazy. And one of the things, UK trick shot champion. I mean, he loves his exhibitions. We mentioned that on stream earlier.
He's a showman.
He started playing pool at the age of 3.
3?
Yeah, when his parents bought him a little table. And at the age of 9, his dad took him to the local pub on a Saturday afternoon, and it all kind of started there. His neighbour took him to a snooker club, and he started playing snooker at the age of 10. By the age of 12, he'd made his first century break. And by 15, he'd made a maximum.
Wow.
His biggest influence is his mum and dad. And the guys that have supported him throughout the years. His favourite player is Jason Shaw. He loves watching him play. It reminds him of himself.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Both very, very attacking players.
When asked what he still wants to achieve, he said he'd like to win the World 9-Ball Championships. And also, he wants to win another big major event. He's won everything there is to win an 8-ball. He's quite happy, but I'm sure he'd like one more in this event. Who's to say he won't go on and win it?
I'm sure he'll win many more majors.
Yeah.
Just run short there as Marc. He's not got a shot, I don't think. He's going to have to swerve it off the rail.
Yeah, a couple of errors from Marc.
This is tough now.
So Marc Farnsworth, nicknamed Ginge. Same age, 39 years old. When asked who makes his cue, same answer. No idea. It's a rack cue, and he's had it for about 25 years. But Gareth Potts was mentioning it last night, actually. He would be absolutely lost without that cue. It's a really, really unique, very whippy cue. And he gets a lot of cue action with it. And it's just a one-off cue. It'd be very hard to replace. He's got an 8mm blue diamond tip on it. And again, difficult to list his achievements. So he's a multiple IPA Tour winner, multiple IPA Pro winner, and multiple World Series winner, and he's currently ranked #1 on the tour. And a familiar story, as many players do. He's started playing pool because his parents had a pub, and he started when he was 7 years old.
Another young starter.
He said he doesn't have a favourite player, but the most respected player is Gareth Potts for his dedication over the years to both English and Chinese 8-ball. And I know that him and Gareth are good friends.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I've seen them both having a beer this weekend.
What else would you like to achieve in the pool world, just to try and win as many tournaments as possible?
Has he not mentioned the World Championships? It's just the one that's escaped him so far.
Yeah.
More than capable.
I think that's just a matter of time, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so too. He's probably got the most effortless cue action I've ever seen. Is
incredible. He's just made this look really easy. We asked all the players some kind of funny story or a unique fact. Jin said going sailing at 5 AM in Great Yarmouth a few years ago with Lee Clough and Gareth Potts. And he said, I'm going to have to leave them to fill in the blanks. So I don't even know what that's about. Oh, dear.
We'll have to ask that one when we see him.
Unique fact about Chris Melling. I've already mentioned that a couple of times on commentary, actually. He is the only person that's ever held a professional card in 9-ball, 8-ball, and snooker all at the same time.
Some going. It must be hard to keep switching cue spots like he does, but
yeah,
seems to do all right.
Just does it effortlessly, doesn't he? So, as I say, that's painted the picture. Those are the players, and they share the spoils at the moment at 1 frame each. We're going to have a quick look around the room, and let me just point you towards the scoreline. Jason Shaw currently playing Adam Marlowe. That game's not been going for very long, and Jason Shaw is 5-1 up. Darren Appleton playing Cole Bedford. He is 4-1 up. And remember, all these games now are for qualification to the last 8. So these are the last 16 on the winner's side. And this is to get into the last 8, where they will get paired up with the last 8 on the loser's side, which will make up your final 16.
How far are the loser's side through it?
They are up to losers round 5. And obviously the players from this will drop in. So there's another 8 matches to play. And they'll be played first thing. I guess they'll be played. Actually, they may be played. Some of them are being played tonight. So now we see again Chris Melling's break, and it's a bit unforgivable, to be honest. That's both first breaks. He's gone in off, and that one screwed it straight into the middle bag.
Yeah, you don't expect another visit at this level.
No.
It's only one visit though. If there's a couple tied up, you've got to.
And it's a monster break. It's just.
I think they've all got a pocket.
Yeah. Even if that one along the top rail doesn't pass behind the yellow, he's got a great angle now to break it out. I don't think he needs to, though. I think it goes.
It passes.
Yeah, and that just proves it. Just to continue with those scores, Liam Dunster is playing Greg Batten. He's currently leading 2-1. Scott Gillespie, who's on fire today, is 2-1 up against Sean Story. Jack Whelan is playing Carl Morris, and Jack has been sublime this weekend. He's 4-0 up against Carl Morris. Just faultless poker from him.
Well, Carl's had some really good wins this weekend as well.
He really has.
Callum Singleton 11 frames to 0, which is a crazy scoreline.
Yeah.
Beat Hibbert heavy, I think, last round.
But Jack Whelan, I mean, I don't know. I don't know who's going to stop him. I really don't. I mean, Mark Ball tried to, he failed. Carl Boyes tried to, he failed. Jordan Shepherd tried to, and he failed. And now he's falling up against a very informed Carl Morris. So I don't know. It's he's definitely in the running. He has to be one of the front runners with the bookie. And the other player who is carving his way through this field at the moment is Rob Chilton. He's now playing another tough game.
Yeah, he's
Ronan McCarthy, and they're locked at 1 each.
a blast from the past, isn't he, Rob Chilton?
Yeah, so that mistake from Chris Melling, getting the ultimate punishment. And Marc Farnsworth leads 2 frames to 1. Chris is going to have to get that break right back on.
Still a few games going on in the losers section as well. Yannick, I don't even know how you say his second name.
Bofis.
Bofis is 6-5 up against Rob Warren.
Yeah, Yannick lost his first round match against Adam Davis, and he has had the hardest route back, as you do if you lose your first round, but he's still going. He's taken some really good sculpts today.
Yeah, including Cowboys, who we just mentioned.
Including Cowboys, yeah. Yeah, so Phil Harrison is in a tussle at the moment. He's in the loser's side, and he's playing Liam White. He knows he's in a game. He's currently only leading 6 frames to 5. And the other one, Gareth Hibbert, he was losing to Jason Morris earlier, and at risk, but he's on the hill now. He's 7 frames to 6 and looking good. And he'll be just 1 game away if he wins from going back.
Another one to mention, Stefan Ricidi is 7-6 up on Sam Bircher. He was 6-1 up.
And in fact, that game has just disappeared, so he's won that one.
That was quick for him.
Yeah.
Rob Chilton, Ronan McCarthy, I couldn't pick a winner in that.
No.
They were both 5-6 at the beginning.
Ronan, when he played on the TV table earlier, I mean, he wasn't at his absolute best.
Very convincing scoreline though against one of the greats.
It really was.
But
Yeah.
I know Phil struggled, but
yeah, it didn't paint the picture. I mean, to be fair to Ronan, he did exactly what he needed to do, but he wasn't quite as fluent as you might expect him to be. But he's going to have to find another gear again against Rob Chilton, because Rob Chilton has been on fire.
yeah, he has.
He beat Tom Cousins last night.
Yeah, he's beat Ben Davis, the
Ben
current
Davis.
IPA champion, today. That was a tight game. I think it was 11-9 maybe.
Yeah, yeah. So Chris just looking now at another decent opportunity. So what he's looking at doing is playing this red off the yellow, and he wants that to send that yellow at a right angle to knock the other red out.
He's played it well.
Oh my goodness, that is such a good shot. The skill level in that shot. He's potted a ball and broken out his 2 difficult ones. So good. Looks so simple, but he's just opened up the whole frame in that one shot.
Yeah, he's one of the best shot makers in the game, isn't he? You never put anything past him.
No.
Dot to dot now, Chris.
Yep. Well,
He overscrewed that one.
he has. He's okay. He can drop this in the middle. Well, actually, he's going to bottom corner, which is fine. It's just plan B. I quite like that from Chris, actually. He's
Do you think he's played that, so then he's got all his work at the top near the black?
Actually, yeah, that could be absolutely what he did. Yeah.
That was he dug deep in that to say.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's
that's absolutely true. Actually, that's a very good point, because he did get straight round and play it as well. It wasn't like he had a little shake of his head to say, "Look what I've done." It's he just got straight down. So yeah.
He's too good to overscrew a ball that far.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, that was about 30 seconds.
Yeah, that was a really, really good class clearance. That first shot,
I think
just developed the whole frame and made it easy for him, didn't it? To have the foresight to be able to do that, and then to execute it absolutely perfectly.
I think someone needs to have a word with Chris. I think he thinks it's 45 seconds a frame, not a shot.
Yes, indeed. So 2 frames apiece, and Chris, well, he'll be over the moon. He's had 2 breaks. He's gone in off of both of those 2 breaks.
And he's still 2-all.
And he's still 2-all. So he will be thinking, well, in real terms, he could easily be 4-0 down. But yeah, right in the game.
Jack Whelan's just gone 5-0 up on Carl Morris.
It's ridiculous. Playing so well. And another one who's got a monster break.
Yeah, Whelan, yeah.
And Tom Cousins now is only, I think, 1 game away from going back into the main draw. So this last 16 is going to be littered with some fabulous players. I don't know. Can't call it. Can't call it.
I think the bookie will do all right on the outright for this event because it was just ridiculous. You couldn't pick a winner. I think the favourite were 10-1 at the beginning.
Darren Appleton now 6-1 against Cole Bedford. Jason Shaw against Adam Marlowe. He was 5-1 up. Adam Marlowe's won the next 2, and it's now 5-3. Gaz Hibbert's still on the hill.
Yeah, I watched Adam Marlowe earlier. I played my friend. He's come all the way from Australia for this.
Oh, wow.
Loves it.
So, Chris. A bit of a false start. Just stood up for a second. Something. Oh, I tell you what.
Ooh.
He nearly lost it in 2 bags. Going dangerously close to that middle bag every time. He needs to make an adjustment. Otherwise.
They've made it easy for Viv there. Just making sure all the balls off the triangle. For
yeah.
Them
I
yellows.
mean, as it happened, it's a beast of a break. And the yellows look lovely, don't they?
I think this will be done in under a minute.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is about the yellows, they offer a really nice route, don't they?
Yeah, without a doubt.
It's a kind of dot-to-dot map.
Yeah.
He can just work his way up the table. Just hamper queuing, but doesn't need to do too much with the cue ball. He's just going to screw it straight back, give himself...
Just about on the ball to the left.
Yeah, he's got options there. Yeah, anyway, there's 3 options there available to him. So still options available. You can go top or middle.
Yeah.
Top corner, bounce off the rail, or middle. I think you want to leave the... Yeah, I thought you might want to play this.
You can just check it back,
just not sure, is he? Either way is fine. I think I want to, play this and then play top corner. And you want to leave the one to right middle.
He's going to screw past the black or short of it.
I think short. Oh, he's going to screw. That's even better.
Yeah,
just screw into it. It's just takes all the danger away from it, then, doesn't it?
Yeah, if the line's right, you can't go wrong.
Yep. Brilliant clearance from Chris. Brilliant. So fluent, so fluid. Still can't pick a winner.
No.
Well, now he's buzzing. If he can harness his break, I actually fancy Chris now. Not because he's 3-2 ahead, but just because it's been there is that difference between the 2 breaks. We've seen that dry one. I mean, incidentally, Chris hasn't gone dry on any of his breaks. He's had a beast of a break every time. He's found the pocket on 2 of them. So as I say, if he can avoid the pocket, Mark has gone dry. So that break could still be the difference.
What do you think of the new shark racks then?
I think it's I think Gareth Potts summed it up yesterday. He's described it as a game changer.
Yeah, I agree. But it's not going to be at every event. It's every event at Players they'll have it, but
yeah, that's the problem.
You go to other events after this, and
then people will almost other organisers will almost be forced by the players or encouraged by the players to adopt it. I mean, the one thing about this rack is it's taken the relevance of the rules away, because everyone was saying world rules. It's going to favour the world rules players. It's going to be one of your Phil Harrisons or Tom Cousins, only simply because world rules players seem to adapt easier to black ball than black ball players would to world rules, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, the real easy rules to play out, the black ball.
So in that context, they said, well, it's probably going to be a die-hard world rules player that wins, but actually it's taken all that relevance away from it, because actually it's every frame's so open.
Yeah, it is.
The rules become absolutely irrelevant.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what rules they're playing. I mean, yesterday we didn't see one hardly one single tactical frame. We saw a few more today in the losers' side, but like this, neither of these players are going to go tactical. Chris is already looking at this table, thinking, how can I break that yellow out? He's not looking at how can I get a ball over the top left pocket. Other players who play more defensively will be thinking, actually, if I can get a ball over that top left pocket with all those reds there, I'm going to take control of this game.
He's going reds though, isn't he?
He is going to go reds,
He's got the red. He's caught the yellow. Well, he's got the red closest to the white now.
Yeah.
To develop them bad balls.
And he's left an angle. So here we go.
Is he going into the black?
Yep. He's just looking now. The black would be ideal. If you can hit the black flush, it's going to push everything away. Both of those reds are going to come out.
I can see this being played with a lot of pace.
Yep. Oh,
wow. It could
an
not
awesome shot. A ripple of applause from around the crowd, and totally deserved.
Not have come out any better. I didn't think he could get it out that nicely.
The foresight. As I say, a more defensive player may have said, look at all those reds piled up around there. If I can put a yellow over that top corner, I'll take control of the game. And do you know what I mean? No such thoughts of negativity. It's just all about how can I get this clearance.
The thing is with players like Chris that are so attacking is no matter how far behind you are, you go in for everything, anything can happen.
Yeah. And as mentioned, the break, we did gloss over it at the start, but it was a dry break from Marc Farnsworth. He's going to have to navigate some traffic here.
He's going down table.
Yep. And he didn't want that kiss.
Got away with that a little bit.
He has, but my goodness, he's really, really going to have to drag this ball, and even then, he's going to have a much tougher shot than he was just faced with a second ago with that yellow along the rail. Not sure he can hold it.
Won't surprise me, Chris going around the angles.
Yep.
Loves the challenge.
Yep. He is indeed. Look at that. Where's it going? He's checked it off the bottom rail.
He needs a little kiss.
Oh my goodness. It's just another inch of pace. And he was there. Can he cut this along the rail? He can definitely take control. I think he can cut it across, and
I'm sure he can cut this in, but it's difficult, very difficult. He doesn't really want to leave it hanging. He could be in trouble. Oh, it's just held up.
He will be in trouble. But with those couple of balls around the top of the table,
yeah,
you know, Mark's gonna have to get 2 shots to start moving some balls around.
Unless he plays the double now and stuns up near the red.
Yep, yep.
Then he's behind the other 2 balls.
Yep.
And then it's game over. Frame over. But he's going to put all his eggs in one basket. I think he will.
He definitely is.
He's pretty good on the double.
Both these players very, very aggressive. Look at that, what a great double. What a super shot.
Yeah, he's going to take his ball to the corner now, you'd have thought.
Great shot. Again, a lot of players would have maybe taken the negative option. But Mark will know that Chris is one of the best in the game at getting out of snookers. There's nowhere really on the table safe, is there?
No, without a doubt not. It's pretty tight in as the red though, so it would have been, he'd have had to hit it well. And screw back behind the shell. Come back for it later. Adam Davis is 7-0 with Ryan Clark in the losers section. Race to 8. Adam Marlowe's won another frame against Jason Shaw, gone back to 5-4.
So Mark with a big area to drop into to get on that yellow up in the bulk area. How's the snooker going now? I know that Barry Hawkins is playing Williams, and I saw him go. It was 14 all, and he made a break to go 15-14 ahead. I don't know how that one is ended up. If indeed it has ended, it may still be going. I think it's is it first to 17?
Yeah, for 17. I've not been following it, to be honest. I do like my snooker, but
Yeah,
it's been all about the pool this weekend for me.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good shot from Mark. And he's gone about this clearance well. Chris will be disappointed. He had a real opportunity. After breaking out those reds, he would have really fancied that clearance. And it was fancy to make it. And look, I mean, that red is...
Screwing into this.
That red is just like, literally, when you look at that overhead, half the ball's in the pocket. How's that on the table?
I know, best not be breathing too heavily.
I mean, I reckon I could blow that in from here. Needs to cue this well, and he did. Played it really well. And for a club player, this may be a testing shot, but for Marc Farnsworth, it may as well be over the pocket.
Smashes it in.
3 frames all. Marc Farnsworth to break. Chris Melling to break in frame number 7. So another quick look around the room. Let's just see if any of those games... In fact, I won't go there. I will... Let's just see if any of those games have concluded. Indeed, Phil Harrison is through.
Was that 8-6 maybe?
8-5.
8-5.
Yeah.
There's a lot of supporting for Liam in that game.
Yeah, Liam, a local player, plays out of the club. Gareth Hibbett's through against Jason Morris.
What score was that one?
That was 8-6. Jeremy Hooper's through against Lee Washbrook.
Yeah, he's currently playing Stefan Visiting House. Stefan is 1-0 up.
Yep.
Carl O'Donoghue is 2 frames to 4 versus Craig Waddingham.
So Liam Dunster's just gone 3-1 against Greg Batten.
Yes.
Darren Appleton is 6-2 up against Cole Bedford. And Cole Bedford
beat Adam Davis in his last round.
Yeah, beat Adam Davis, and I'm sure he upset a few people's accumulators as well with that score. Jason Shaw just gone 6-4 up against Adam Marlowe. Jack Whelan, he's well, Carl Morris has stopped the rot. He's won a frame, but he still trails 5 frames to 1. And then Ronan McCarthy is finally somebody's getting the better of Rob Chilton this weekend. He's 3-1 up.
Yeah, both the players have been flying all weekend. Ronan's been playing the game. Plays it all the time.
I did have a little bet on Ronan pre-event. I thought he was some pretty decent value. I think he opened it, I want to say 16s, it may have been 14s.
Yeah,
He quickly shortened into about 10s.
He must have had a big bet then, eh?
Yeah, I think Ronan and Mark. I mean, Ronan and Marc Farnsworth, best of mates, good drinking buddies. They both love a drink, love a vodka, and they both love a bet. They'll have had a few quid with the bookie this weekend for sure. Talking about the betting, every one of these games you can find match betting if you go to Players Pool Events. Jed Ronan is the bookie. He offers odds on every single game. It's doubles and upwards, but get yourself a nice accumulator on.
Yeah, some nice odds in this last round. Like Melling was even money. Farnsworth was 11-8.
So Chris just needs to try and screw down the inside of that yellow. Played it really well. Very nice shot, controlled that beautifully, and left it perfectly. Just needs to
run down the line.
Run down the natural line of the ball. And he's got this simple black to retake the lead. And it's just like that. I mean, that shows the importance of that last frame. That ball that hung for Chris. Had that dropped, he'd now be 5-2 ahead. And you'd have to say, in play, the bookie would have offered you very, very skinny odds.
Yeah,
I'd be interested to know what the... I know Jed doesn't do in-play odds, but Be very interested to know what he would offer on this game around about now.
Reverse the odds.
Yeah,
No.
I think it's probably Chris has got to be somewhere close.
He's just
Maybe 2 to 5, somewhere around about that. Do you think?
I think maybe
Maybe a bit less.
maybe 4 to 6.
Yep.
It's still anyone's game yet. It's Marc's break now, is it?
It is Marc's break, yeah. The little, for those of you at home, the little arrow that you see next to the 3 on Marc Farnsworth's side. That tells you who's breaking next.
Hello.
Also, as the game goes on, as the players decide which colour they're on, you'll see their name will either turn, it'll be banded by red or yellow, so that'll tell you what ball they're on. It's subtle things that sometimes people miss.
See all the sponsors on the side of the table there? When two worlds collide. I think this is the first time in a long time you've seen all these players in one room. See if we can make a ball. Made a yellow. And if he had a bad yellow, he's on it now.
Somebody in the chat box, Terry Humphreys, asked an interesting question. Keith Brewer, Ross McInnes and Tommy Donlan, could they live with these players now? Well, you say that, but there's an old guard that have joined this tournament, isn't there? In Carl Morris, Lee Clough, Darren Appleton,
Rob Chilton.
Rob Chilton. Players who have
He won't be happy with that.
come back into the game. And they're not just competing. They are winning. They're right up there. The names you mentioned, they're still really great players. We saw Tommy Donlan, the last time we saw him actually was in the Elite tournament. He didn't fare so well in that one, but I think he was talked into playing it, and he'd hung up his cue a while ago and wasn't sharp for the event. So, a big opportunity now for Chris.
Yep, just got one. He's got the plant to the top. I'm not sure if he can probably sneak it past it anyway.
I think he'll be looking at taking the plant now, won't he?
Yeah, needs to be over that side. Top of the table as well.
Just looking now at where that red's going, he needs to be careful because that red will track over towards the other, and he doesn't want it to tie up his red on the left-hand side. So that's why he's giving it this attention. But,
won't surprise me, Chris, playing it with pace and trying to move his other red as well.
yeah, he's played that well, played that really well. And now, if he wishes to, he's got the perfect angle. I think what we'll see is just a soft screw shot. I think he can screw across the face of the yellow, just screw down onto that ball on the rail.
Oh, I don't want to go in off.
Now then, he just wanted to hit that full ball. He would have pushed it out over the middle bag and left himself this one in the top corner, but he has left himself a plant.
Yeah, he might lose that.
Yeah, it's not a gimme plant that's the problem.
I don't think he want to be straight on the plant. I think he want to have a little angle on it.
It's just a...
It's not the best shot.
No, he's a bit betwixt and between there, isn't he?
Yeah.
Now he's going to have to get the cue ball moving, get it back under control. He's going to have to pull out a good shot here. And, wow, if he's looking at the cut, then that white ball is going to be travelling.
Won't put anything past Chris, any shot past him. He loves the excitement.
I'm pretty sure he can get through to the one over the top left bag, but probably won't want to move that because that's blocking the pocket if Marc does get back to the table. So
yeah, I think this is the right shot.
Yeah, so he's just playing this long pot. He's nailed it.
Does he ever miss?
No, not
If
from what I've
anything's
seen.
missable, that will missable.
So again, he's got this thin cut, and has he got an angle to cut this in and come up and nudge that red.
I think he'll be playing the punt next.
Yeah.
Make sure it.
I think you're right. I think that's...
Will he play it direct or off the rail? I think off the rail.
Oh.
Play on the same ball next. Jason Shaw on the hill against Adam Marlowe. Rob Warnes on the hill against Yannick Bofils.
So here we go. Big, big shot. And Viv Rusko in the background doing the countdown, putting the added pressure on. Didn't affect Chris, he's used to that pressure. What a great shot.
This is... He can screw around the two cushions, or he can go down the left-hand side.
You can see him loading up, can't you? Right-hand side. He's got down to it twice. He's only got 45 seconds. I think he's already taken his extension. It's just slightly hampered queuing over the pocket, so... Oh, no.
Straighten off.
No, straighten off. Ouch.
And that's a big let off.
Yeah, that is a huge swing. Again, that was for 5-3 with him breaking the next one. Wow, he's just, I mean, there's 2 frames there that he should have had. And he's just gifted them both to Marc.
Yeah, there's nothing really for Marc to do here now. It's a good game coming on in the losers round 5. Tom Cousins, Carl Sutton. Be a good game. Craig Waddingham's gone 5 frames to 2 up on Carl O'Donoghue. So no punch off the side rail.
And it's funny how this game's swung in. I remember saying at 2-all that Chris would be over the moon because he should have really been 4-0 down after going in off twice in his first 2 breaks. And now it's Marc that's going to be over the moon to be 4-all. It's amazing how that kind of mentality now changes. And could that be the momentum shift from Chris to Marc?
I think this break will tell us a big story.
It really will. This is now a really significant break from Chris. As I say, there's a big shift there in kind of that.
I think Robert Warren's just gone through in the losers section. Jack Whelan 6-2 up on Carl Morris now.
Darren Appleton on the hill. Jason Shaw on the hill. 7-2 and 7-4 respectively.
I've not watched much Darren this weekend. Is he taking to the game well? After being out so long?
He's been incredible. Yeah, really good. I mean, his opening game yesterday was against Clint Ianson. Many people would have fancied Clint.
Yeah, he was the favourite with a bookie.
Yeah, Clint only played 2 games in this event. The first one against Darren Appleton, which he lost, and the second one against Stefan Rosidi, which he lost. And Jordan Shepherd just about to take the table against Gareth Hibbert. What a match that is. That one over on table 13.
Sean Story keeping with Scott Gillespie there, 4 frames to 3. Scott's just been on a rampage last few matches, flying. Liam Dunster 3-3 with Greg Batten on the other stream table. Jason Shaw on the hill, Darren Appleton on the hill. Which 9-ball player goes through first? Or is it going to be an upset?
Craig Waddingham, Carl O'Donoghue.
That'll be a very attacking game, that one.
Yeah. Carl went over to the losers side yesterday and he's been battling all the way through there, been playing really well today.
Yeah, he played an unbelievable comeback against Sean Chipperfield on the stream. But wasn't to be. I think he come back from 10 frames, 2 down to 10 all.
Greg Batten's won the next 2 frames against Liam Dunster, and now that's 3 frames apiece. That'll be a good battle between those two. But it's Chris Melling.
I don't think there'll be a mistake here after letting that last one go. All his efforts will be on the table now.
Yeah, he's just looking at where he needs to be. There's one awkward ball. He can drop it in the middle, but he needs to get on it really, really well. He was just looking then at where he needs to be.
Got a little bit of an awkward angle there, really.
Yeah, well, the chances are, I don't know if he will. I think he's going to screw up.
Could he screw that ball out?
I think he's going to screw up for the one over the middle,
yeah,
just because if he doesn't land on it, he's still got a couple of alternatives on the table.
Doesn't want to be playing this with water side or anything, though, really.
No.
It looks tight.
It really does. It is tight, and
that's why he's shaking the head.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, he can't drop it in, can he? Not really. He's not going to be good on anything. He just needs to give this a little bit of pace, and it makes it so much harder. There you go. Just that extra. If you could have dropped that in, you fancy him to nail it every time. But
yeah,
because he needed to get off the rail, just play it at maybe sort of double the pace of dropping weight. Just made it that. Gave it that.
Jason Shaw's just won 8-4 against Adam Marlowe. Darren Appleton's just won 8-2 against Cole Bedford. Does that put them through to the quarterfinal? Or have they got another one to play?
And that puts them through in the main draw to the last 16.
Right.
So they will face off against somebody now from the losers section. No, sorry, I'm talking nonsense here, aren't I? Where are we? They're both on the winner's side. Sorry, they're races to 11. What am I talking about? I said they were on the hill. They're absolutely not on the hill. I was talking nonsense. It's the winner's side. They're races to 11. So my apologies. I was misleading everybody. So they've got a few frames to go, but they're both in charge of their respective games.
Still 3 away though, so it's not done yet.
Just a bit confused because the scoreboard I'm looking at has got winners and losing games playing at the same time. So
Rob Chilton's pulled a frame back, 3-2. Couldn't pick a winner in that game personally. Sounded a little bit awkward. Is he going off the top rail, or is he just going straight up the line?
right, so let's get this right. I've got the draw out in front of me now. So this is winners round 3, and they will go through. Sorry, the winners of this will go through to winners qualification.
$5-4 now, Marc Farnsworth. I think it was always going to be a close on this one.
Yeah. It's been a long couple of days. I see some people in the chat box kindly correcting me. Well, thank you very much. I equally challenge you to sit down and commentate on the last pretty much 24 hours of pool in the last 2 days and not make the odd mistake. But,
yeah, it must be pretty draining being in here all the time.
Yeah, you got to enjoy it. I certainly do. Anyway.
Well, the loser section's just as tough as the winners section.
It really is.
A few names in the losers section.
John Rowe.
Craig Waddingham.
Yeah.
Phil Harrison.
John Rowe is ex-world champion.
Yeah, he is. He's one to not underestimate. He's more than capable of winning this event.
Jordan Shepherd's taken the first frame against Gareth Hibbert. That's a really tough game there for both players.
Yeah, they've had a lot of battles over the years.
Those two will be familiar foe. They both play on the IPA tour. And they'll be both used to getting deep. They'll have met each other quite a few times.
Yeah,
I think I remember Jordan telling me that I think he's got a pretty good record against Gareth. Jason Shaw's won another frame. He's 2 away now. He's 9-4.
Carl Sutton's gone 2-0 up on Tom Cousins. That's the losers round 5. Kyle O'Donoghue's clawed back the last 2 frames to make it 4-5 against Craig Waddingham.
Just let that one go. I think I want to play it to rail. Just play this one up the rail. He's still got a shot, but it's not the one he wanted. It's not plan A. So he's going to have to revert to plan B. Awkward queuing. You can queue just by the side of the red, so he's okay. And again, it's not. Oh, he's okay, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not
got this.
He's not got much to do with the white.
No, there's a little cut along the rail.
Natural angle takes him straight up table. It's a good chance for 6-4 breakaway.
Yeah, it really is.
Probably the first gap in this game, I think.
Well, you think for the world that red won't pass into the bottom left. Is the yellow in the way, or is it just?
He must do it where he's played it.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think he can do a lot with his white though.
You look at it from this angle, it just, yeah, there you go. It's a great camera angle. You're looking straight down the barrel.
It's not a full pocket, but
yep,
there's enough.
That view from the front looked like it was blocked. So this game's got some twists and turns, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's
Marc Farnsworth with this clearance. And you got to fancy him for a 6-4 lead.
dropped the one in the middle now, and then he's left the red over top left because he needs to be over that side of the table for the black. I think he's got to play the black to the bottom right. Doesn't go to the left. Stun down the left side with a bit of side.
Yep.
Just higher the middle.
Yep.
Or just, yeah, it looks perfect.
Oh, yeah, he's played that really well. He's a little bit closer to the rail than he'd like to have been, but he was always going to be playing it like that. But that won't matter. This should be a formality. You don't see Marc Farnsworth missing those kind of shots. Brilliant stuff. Every frame being applauded in the arena. And rightly so. Brilliant order from the crowd. All watching intently
John Rowe on the hill now, 7-1 against Toby Bolt. Toby's been in form recently, but John's a quality player. Carl Morris right back in the game now. 6-4 down against Jack Whelan. I think it was 5-0 or 5-1.
There you see the event organizer just behind the Chris Melling sign. Currently looking at his phone, but you can guarantee if he's looking at his phone, it'll be something to do with this series. He has been fully focused on bringing you this event. It's dominated every part of his life. He's put his heart and soul into this.
Yeah, he's done a great job.
Yeah, he really has. So that's Lee Kendall.
Not only for the players though, but for everyone wanting to watch.
Oh yeah.
The bookies added interest.
Yep.
The cow cut is a great idea.
Oh, you just saw the black rock. It just rocked back into place afterwards. Viv, I can see her shaking her head. She is the consummate professional referee. She doesn't do it like doing anything like that.
Perfectionist.
She is, yeah. Everyone getting used to this rack, even the referees. Of course, it's a kind of permanent fixture in China. They're an old hand using it, also in America, but very new over here. No damage done.
One awkward ball. Does it pot if he's near the black to the bottom right? If he moves the other red first? Or he's going to use that?
And this now is a...
I don't think he's got... Yeah, he's going to bump it out now, isn't he?
It's a must-win frame.
It's not an easy pots at middle if he's taking the one near the black.
No. But even in this race to 11, it's difference between 7-4 and 6-5 now is just monumental. No.
Oh, just clipped the yard.
That was going. That was going to just to the top edge of the pocket, but
Be wiping the sweat off his head.
wow. Just took that little graze on the way through. So again, another ball. Wasn't sure if it went in the middle, but it clearly does. Now, formality of the last two balls. Look at that, what a great camera angle. You can see he's left that dead straight black. Chris Melling to put it back within one frame. And it's now 6-5, and you still...
It's Chris to break as well.
Just can't pick a winner.
Is it Chris's break or is it my mistake?
Yeah, I think it is.
Or did Chris screw straight enough on the first break? He screwed it off on an
Oh, he did.
break.
Yeah, you're right. You can see all the balls located on the rack. Viv just touching them in. They're all there. Every ball touching. Not a single gap. You wouldn't be able to get a fag paper between any one of those balls.
Well, you can say it now. Jason Shaw's on the hill. 10-4 up on Adam Marlowe from Australia.
So there we go. It is indeed Ginger's break. He's in off. He is in off.
It looked like it was going anyway. Oh, he's not happy.
No. No, indeed. He knows the importance of that break. So, what's he left? Remember, world rules.
One visit.
One visit.
I think he'll be taking yellows here. He's got the one on the shark rack as you look. Goes to the middle. Can leave that till the last ball before the black.
So somebody's asked for a bit more info on the tourney about the events and what rules they're playing to. So this is event 1, and event 1 and event 2 they're playing to world rules. Events 3 and 4 they're playing to black ball rules, and event 5 they're playing to a new hybrid set of rules, very close to Chinese rules, and they are called the Supreme rules. If you want more information about them, sign up to Players Pool Events and you will find on that page the rules are on there. But they are very, very close to Chinese rules. Extremely attacking. Very, very attacking.
He's gone a bit short on that one. He's got to pull something out of the bag now.
Just having a word with himself.
He wants the white ball cleaned.
That's quite clever as well, because it just gives him a few extra seconds.
Yeah, I was going
to say that. It goes off the clock just to... He's probably not even noticed anything on the cue ball, but that's where a lot of players just wouldn't even think to do that. Chris, so experienced. Just immediately.
He probably knows what he's playing. He just wants to settle himself.
Yeah, just walked away, took a drink, have a breather, just have another look around.
What is he playing though? I don't think the yellow on the shark rack passes to the bottom top right as we look.
No. No, only Chris knows.
Putting a lot of side on this. It must do. It must
go. It must go. Now then, he
wants the shark rack removed now.
and quite rightly so. And now Chris is a player who doesn't mind leaving it on the table because he uses this kind of thing all the time. But Viv is going to have to chock a lot of balls here. She's firstly going to have to do the black. She's going to have to do the red below the yellow, just so she can get the yellow off. Unless she can chock the yellow from inside the rack, and then she's going to have to chock the other one on the right-hand side. Now this is pretty much the first time.
I think she'll be cursing Chris for this.
Yeah, but you can understand why. She's just looking now which balls are on there. Chris doesn't want to play across it, and you can understand why. It's very rarely we see this.
The shark racks are so delicate, though. You can just, the two reds together, you can pull it through the middle, it won't move them. Not unless you contact it heavy.
Yeah, having moved the black a second ago, I'm pretty sure that she's going to chock the outside one. Well, she's not. I think.
Has she got enough ball markers?
Yeah, that is one of the questions she has. She's got another one. And it's well worth doing it. Just take a second. And as I say, this is, I guess some people see this as a bit of a negative, but you've been watching this match all the way through, and it's very, very rarely that Viv's had to do anything like this.
Yeah.
To remove the rack, and this as a trade-off against the consistent breaks, the open frames that we've been seeing. And Gareth Potts has mentioned on a number of occasions, it's incredible how few times you see any of these balls land on the rail, on the side rails. Almost all balls in open play all the time.
I've been using the shark rack the week running up to the event, and I've not had one bad split all week. I've not had one bad split in the event. And
hopefully the crowd acknowledge what just happened there and give Viv a little round of applause, because she deserves one after that. And they do indeed. Well done, Viv. Under pressure. under scrutiny and under the cameras. There we go. And Chris continues.
Oh, it must have been tight. He's not missing that in a million years if it's...
No.
It must have been tight.
Yes, indeed. Well,
it's not easy from here. But if anyone can do it, Marc can. Do you think he'll look at playing safe or go all out for him?
I think.
The thing is, if he does
knowing Marc, he'll probably attack, but
Chris, if he does snooker Chris up top of the table, Chris will have to get back out for the black.
It's funny, there's a few comments about the rack in the chat box, and I would respond to that by saying that there's 128 players in this event, and everyone I've spoken to and everyone that's been on commentary has been singing the praises, and they don't care about the little trade-off that you get now and again, because it is performing incredibly well. They love it. It's all about open pool, and it's made it so much more exciting. Gareth Potts made the point earlier on today that yesterday on this stream table, I think we had one, possibly two, I think it was one deliberate foul, and there was probably somewhere in the region, I don't know, I'm guessing, up until the second match today when we had the second deliberate foul. So you think about that in real terms, there's probably, I don't know, upwards of 160, 180 frames of pool. And there was 2 DFs played in the whole of that time in World Rules.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is down to this rack and the fact that it's open games.
Yeah, I completely agree. The problem Chris has got, he's going to have to play it with pace to get out for the black. And if he does and catches it full, it's hard. It's not an easy shot at all. If he catches it full, he could follow it in. This is difficult.
Other people mentioning that there's a difficulty with the rack if there's no referee. Well, I've got to tell you that the only table that's being refereed in this is this one. There are some floating refs, but the players are racking them themselves. Have been all the way through the weekend. The only ref with the time clock is on this stream table. There's 2 other refs floating, and that was a bit of a disaster for Chris, wasn't it? I mean, not only did he not get out of the snooker, he
developed the 2 bad balls.
Yeah, he developed the 2 bad ones.
It's a practice routine now for Marc.
Yeah, really.
Well, with added pressure of the crowd watching on. Turning it in with a bit of side, I think, there.
This is what makes Marc so good, though. Some other people, I mean, these are simple clearances, but other people, they, sometimes just run out of position slightly, and that can manifest itself into a missed shot. Nothing of the sort with Marc. It just makes these clearances so easy.
Yeah, it's very, very clinical.
I understand that he is also a massive what's the word? I want to say practicer, but that's not a game. He practices hours and hours. He's got his own club, the Sky Lounge.
Yeah, it's been shown recently on on the IPA Champions Cup.
Yep. And he spends a lot of time in that club. He loves playing pool. I think he practices. Someone told me that he practices maybe 5 or 6 hours a day. Now that might be absolute rubbish. I have no idea, but I've never spoken to Marc about it, but someone did tell me that.
Every player is different. Some I think my arm would drop off.
Yeah.
Takes a little bit longer to set up with the shark rack, but it gets a really, really consistent break. Chris to break. 7 frames to 5 down. Just checking they're all touching.
Yep, that's
I'm sure they will be with this new rack.
That's the experience from America. A lot of the Americans do that, don't they? They call it reading the rack.
Wow.
Just looking at where the spaces are, where the gaps are on the rack. He's got a wry look on his face.
Is he not happy? He's not happy
He's
on
not.
Potter's 8.
He's not.
I think you're going for 8 then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe like the Reds and he's not got a shot.
He only managed 4.
I don't think he's got a difficult shot on a red if he wants Reds, so he's gone yellows.
Yeah, I know, but yellows aren't. Oh.
Oh dear. He might just
he
be able to
okay?
get it. I think he's alright.
I think he is.
He can just drop it in for the one in the opposite middle.
Yeah. Yeah, he's fine.
Take his top ball next, near the top left-hand side cushion.
Yeah.
Where it always works at the bottom.
Yeah.
What we're complaining about.
Exactly, yeah.
I think he's a perfectionist.
He would have, yeah, he is, yeah, yeah. He would have liked to have had just a touch of angle on this, but he's still fine. I only say that because he could have just screwed back somewhere around about the round about where the pink spot would be on a snooker table, just to make this a formality, which it pretty much is anyway.
But like we just said, he's a perfectionist.
Yeah.
If it's not where he wants it, he's not happy.
Good stuff from Chris Melling. Doing what he needed to do. Another very nice clearance. So, still very little between the two players. Let's have another quick look.
Jack Whelan's 7-5 up now on Carl Morris.
Jordan Shepherd 4-2 against Gareth Hibbert. Don't forget, that is on the loser's side. So that's a race to 8. Phil Harrison has beaten Craig Lakin 3-1.
Rob Chilton's doing it again. I mean, Ronan McCarthy, sorry. He's 6-2 up on Rob Chilton. He's taking some big leads today.
Darren Appleton 2 away, so that means that Jason Shaw must have won, because he's not listed there anymore, so...
Yeah, Jason won, I'd like to say 10-5 or 4.
We'll have a quick look. I'll test you out.
I'll go for 10-5.
Well, it's a race to 11. So.
Well, I'm wrong. I tried my best.
Yeah. You were playing in this event, weren't you?
I think so. I give up at 10. That's why I'm out.
He won 11-4.
Oh, completely wrong then.
Liam Dunster has won the next 2 against Greg Batten. That was all square at 3-all. Greg Batten proving time and time again what a consistent player he is. Won the Players Amateur Championship, the last event here last year, and
he's
just recently beaten by John McAllister in the pro event on the IPA, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, yeah. Yeah, he had a chance in the decider.
Yeah.
White's, he's just got clipped. But I don't think he's got a shot, unless he's got a double on the red.
Just took a little flick, kept out of the pocket, otherwise that would have been another one in off. Gareth Hibbert's just won a frame against Jordan Shepherd, and now trails 4 frames to 3.
I'm sure that'll be a very attacking game, that one.
Craig Waddingham's through against Kyle O'Donoghue, so we bid farewell to Kyle and wish him safe journey back to Ireland. He will join us in July for event number 2.
Is it the 13th to the 15th?
13th to the 15th, it is, yep. That's event 2. Event 3 is in August.
It'll be interesting to see the final event with the bonus payout being 51,000 to the winner.
Yeah, so
all players make a deal.
Yeah, if no one's aware, the final event, there is £5,000 up for grabs, but there is a bonus prize of £46,000. The reason it's a bonus prize is because you need to have played in 3 of the first 4 events to qualify to win that, and it just stops a load of sharks entering the last tournament.
I think all the sharks are already in the event.
Well, they are, yeah, that's true. That's true. But it would have stopped, you know, those kind of bounty hunters. It would have meant that maybe some players, I'm not saying they would, but maybe some of the really big names would have said, oh, I'm just going to turn up for the last one where the big money is. So I understand why Lee Kendall's done that. I mean, literally, he's worked so hard with this event. It's hard to think of anything that he's forgotten. But he will be making notes through the weekend, improvements he can make, and you will see improvements before the next event, I'm sure. Yeah, it's
gone reds as Mark. Can he get the one through the gap? I don't think he can.
No.
I think he'll be... Might even play safe on that ball. No. Ignore me.
Yeah, it's not really in his vocabulary, is it? Playing safe.
No, can he?
Well,
I think he can get it.
He actually...
But he's not got... He can't do a lot with his white.
No. Yeah, I think you're right. He's got gaps through to both now, hasn't he? He's found the gap through to the one to the left of the line.
If he does play the one to the top left, can he play it with all the right hand side and just run off the top side rail?
Well, that looks like what he's trying.
Back out.
Looks like he was loading that ball up.
Needs to not clip the yellow. Or is he going into the yellow?
Oh no, he's just playing a containing shot.
Yeah.
Just cover the bag.
Good choice.
Not really in Chris's nature to take a game tactical, but he might be looking at putting some covering fire down over this bottom left bag now.
Oh, knowing Chris, he'll play the one to the bottom left that he's nearest to.
Yeah.
And he'll stun to the rail for the other one. Knowing that if he misses either ball,
yeah,
they'll be covering the bag.
Cover. Yeah. That's a very good shout. Oh, what's he looking at here?
I think that's a bit ridiculous. Well,
is he looking at cutting that one down the rail?
And bumping the other ball out.
And bumping the other one out.
He's got to play it well.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a bit of a...
If he just punches it to the side rail, nice and soft, should cover the bag if he misses. Or just smash it in and get it out.
Don't think he really knows the meaning of playing it soft. And
I don't think he can.
So it's still not ideal. He's pumped it further down the table. He's left it.
Well, it doubles now.
Yeah, that's right.
If he doesn't want to.
Doubles into.
If he doesn't want to get it out, it's a lot better than it were.
Yeah, so he's going to be looking at taking the top one of those 2 balls.
He could take the one. Yeah, he could take the one in nearest the black now, just below it. And he could land behind his bad ball. I don't think he's playing that though.
No, I think he wants to break up this this little cluster. He'll be taking the top one of those 2 into the middle, nudging the other one down towards the pocket. It's a good shot. So all the time he's still got this problem ball. What's his plan for it? I mean, he's got a lovely angle and he's got all the cue action in the world to try and get above it if he wants to. I think that was probably probably a bit too audacious. So
You never know what Chris is going for, do you?
no, exactly. It's so hard to read. Now he's looking at the angle he needs. I mean, he could leave it on his last ball, drop behind it, and play it down the rail. That similar shot that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Play it down the bottom pocket, dead weight, knowing that he's going to take the bag if he misses it. I think that's what he's going to do. Actually, I don't know.
The only other shot is bump it out, but
Yeah.
I think he's got a nice angle to play behind it.
I mean, the way where he's landed,
He's looking at bumping it out.
he is looking at bumping it out. I say where he's landed, he's got a choice of several, hasn't he? He could land on it as a double.
He does not want to go around that ball though.
He could go above it. I think above it. I like playing above it and playing it down into the bottom corner pocket. He's good enough.
I agree, because he could miss the yellow or not get a nice cannon. Could go
Yeah.
around it.
Oh, what do we know? What do we know? That's just disgusting.
Sick.
I think I'm just. That's just.
It's just making it too easy.
That is an incredible shot. Absolutely incredible. The skill level of that shot. I mean, most players are looking at that. Like I say, most of us mere mortals stood around this table are thinking, well, he's got a lovely angle. You know, maybe a little bit of a negative mindset, mine there, just thinking about dropping above it, playing it down the rail, dead weight. I mean, he's good enough to pot it down the rail, and if he doesn't, he covers the bag. But that's, you know, there is a slight bit of negative mindset there.
Yeah.
Or you can just drop above it and maybe double it. No, just play it off the rail with side, come off the side rail, and just leave it perfect over the bag.
Yeah, it was more guaranteed to land the shot though.
What a shot.
By playing on it, but can't argue it come up nice.
Chris Melling is really, really showing his class here.
Ronan McCarthy's 8 frames, 2 up now on Rob Chilton. Scott Gillespie is 83 up on Sean Story. In the winners round 3. Big break coming up. He's got to have one of the best breaks I've ever seen as Chris. He's potted 3 reds.
One score that went through unnoticed by me was the Yannick Bofi result. He lost to Rob Warne 8-6, so we bid adieu and bon voyage as Yannick makes his way back over to France. And they'll be flying back, making the journey again for event 2. It's a sterling effort from Yannick.
Yeah, he's had a tough draw.
Yeah,
Really.
he really did. Played Adam Davis in the first.
It was Yannick who knocked out the 9-ball player Carl Boys as well. Earlier on today. Darren Appleton on the hill now against Cole Bedford. 10 frames to 4. Well, he's got a tester for his first shot no matter what he likes.
Yeah, he's taken his extension already.
He's looking at dropping behind the red, playing safe. Doesn't like Chris. Won't surprise me him smashing the
Do you know what?
long yellow in.
I'm not even convinced. He's looking at playing safe.
Yeah, it could be.
I'm not. I think
Back
he's
double to the
looking
middle.
at playing the back double in the middle. But
Does he leave in?
yeah, he's
What's he doing now? He's taking the yellow.
yeah. It's just It's just a tackle the way, isn't it? What a pot. What an opening pot.
You should never expect him to miss, do you?
It's incredible. He's got another really tough shot here.
Does it go to the middle past the back? Is that what he's looking at?
No, I don't think it does. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Well, there. You can see.
Just sneaks in.
It does indeed. What's he going to be on?
Is he looking at the long yellow to the top left? It's probably an easier pot.
He is. And this is another seriously hard ball.
Countdown again.
Yeah, it's...
well, he's human.
Just one ass too far. Let's see Craig Waddingham watching on intently, leaning on his cue in the background there.
Waiting for his next victim.
Yep.
It's just unbelievable the amount of players in the losers round. The amount of top players. Still got a little bit of work to do here. Got the awkward one to the top right as well.
Goes without saying, this is another huge frame. In a race to 11, everyone's so important now. Darren Appleton's on the hill, 10 frames to 4 against Cole Bedford. Liam Dunster's taken another one off Greg Batten, now leads 6-3. Liam Dunster establishing himself as one of the top players around, isn't he? He's still only a young man.
Yeah, how old is he? Do you know?
I think he's 20.
Yeah, I would say early 20s.
I may be wrong. I can tell you. In fact, I can tell you immediately. Well, he's actually older than I thought he was. He's 24. He looks so young.
Yeah, but playing seniors soon.
Yeah. So, leaving this tester. I mean, it's one you should definitely get and one you expect him to because he just doesn't miss, but still a tester cue action under pressure. And this one, another one, but he plays these so well. He'll play it firmly. There you go.
87, Marc Farnsworth. Scott Gillespie's now 8 frames to 4 up on Sean's story. There's been nothing between them yet. Can he break away?
Another big break. Has he got a ball?
No.
No. He's dry. But look at the leave. Now I wonder if
I think he'll go reds here. Plant first shot.
Plant first. Or if he wants to go yellows, I think that yellow does squeeze off that red, doesn't it? He has got that as an option, but
he's got the two awkward yellows near it though.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So we're certainly going to be taking reds.
He's got the one on the rail, but he doesn't have to do a lot with his white. He's got the one near it.
Well, he's just looking at that squeeze shot now, isn't he? I just wonder if he can play it with pace and get one of those reds to open up the yellows. So he's chosen a couple of different options, and now he's taking his extension as Viv was counting down.
Just played it nice.
Yeah, that was a really nice shot. That's just opened up everything around that area now. All of those balls now pop into that top pocket, and he's going to stay up here now. He's going to take all four of those balls into the corner now.
9-2 now. Ronan McCarthy leads Rob Chilton. Wow.
Ronan's hitting his mark.
I think he's stamping his authority on this competition.
He is. Yeah, I did think Chris would want to try and play this red along the rail next, for the simple fact that it's blocking the path to one of the other two. So again, needs to cue this well. Needs to time it well. Screwing back.
Yeah, he's played it well.
Yeah, really good.
He just bumps into takes the one to the left.
Yep, take the one to the left because it's easy to get position off the one to the right into the other two.
Hold it off the white.
He's going to hold on the yellow.
He's gone a bit straight there though.
He has. I think he can force it round though. He can play with top, touch a side, touch a right side, and he's going to come down across that side of the table. I mean, if he could, he'd like to land on the cushion.
He's played that really nice.
Yeah, just above the middle bag. Just off straight, that's fine. So again, this one is the key ball. This is the key to the frame. Pop this down the rail, screw it back a few inches, and the game's at your mercy. But this is a tough shot now, pressure.
There's not many better than him at these sort of shots though.
Timed it beautifully. Didn't play it with any great pace, as I said, just needed to screw it back a couple of inches. And watch him just for 1 second. I thought he'd sat on the back of that yellow, but he was absolutely fine. He got straight down and played the shot. What another lovely clearance. And it's 8-all. And you got to say, not just not a hair between them on the score. That goes without saying, but just nothing between them on the table either, is there?
No, nothing at all.
The skill level of these clearances. I mean, Chris has pulled out some stunning clearances. Mark's probably have been a bit more ABC, to be fair, picking up on a few mistakes from Chris. Either player could have won it by now.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris definitely. The couple of frames that he let go on either the penultimate or the ultimate ball. He could easily be 10-6 up or even better. But it's 8 apiece.
He's going to have to settle for a best of 3 now.
Yeah, he's got the break. So best of 5 now, first of 3.
Oh yeah, best of 5. My mistake. Jordan Shepherd's broke away from Gareth Hibbert. 7 frames to 3 up. Wow. Yeah, again.
Amazing.
I don't think Chris has ever needed a shout back, to be honest. I think his break is unbelievable anyway.
Yeah, we've been talking about the big breakers of the game today. Your Jack Whelans, Craig Marshes, Ben Davis.
I do think the new shark rack, though, I don't think it helps you if you've got a cut break.
No,
I've seen a few.
no.
That's the only time I've seen a break bad with cut breaks.
Yeah.
Might have just been a one-off, I don't know.
Yeah, all those names, Tom Cousins as well, and Chris Manning is right up amongst the best of them.
Jack Whelan's another.
Yeah. So, Chris played a nice developing shot just to break open those two difficult balls, and that's a really lovely recovery shot. And now, this is a gilt-edged opportunity. Hard to see him making a mistake the way he's been playing.
Do you know who the winner of this match plays?
I can tell you.
They won't look that far, though, I'm sure. I'm sure they'll just look at the match in hand.
Yeah, just the one that's in front of them. So, so the winner of this match will play the winner of Scott Gillespie and Sean Story. Scott Gillespie looking good for that win at the moment. And I can tell you, how about this? Winners qualification, game number 233, will be on at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. And it will be Jason Shaw versus Darren Appleton.
Wow.
What a game.
When 9-ball collides.
All I have to say, guys, is set your alarm clocks. You have to get up and watch that game for 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. I will definitely not be oversleeping tomorrow. Jason Shaw versus Darren Appleton. What is that all about? Scotland v England. The two boys, the two prodigal sons that returned from America. One has been living the dream over there for the last 11 or 12 years. One of them has just gone across in the last couple of years and taken it by storm. And they're playing each other tomorrow.
Also, they're very good friends as well, aren't they?
They are.
Do you know any of Jason Shaw's achievements in the 8-ball world? Or
Yeah, he was Black Ball World Champion.
all right.
Yeah, he was world champion. I'll have to look at the year. I can't remember exactly what year it was. He won it over in France, and he beat, I think he beat Seb Rami in the final. But this is a few years ago, probably before Black Ball was prolific over here.
Yeah.
I'll take a look in a second at what year it was. My instincts want to tell me 2008, but that seems too long ago. I can also tell you that Jack Whelan, was he not 5-0 up against Carl Morris?
He was.
That game is now 7 frames each.
Well, the standard of play here, you can...
Rob Chilton is digging his heels in. He's won a couple of frames, and he's now 9-4. Scott Gillespie's on the hill against Sean Story.
Yeah, he's been flying as Scott. Neil Raybone's leading 4-3 versus Chris Day. Neil's home venue, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I wish it was my home venue.
2010. I thought 2008 was a bit early. 2010 World Black Ball Champion. And like I say, it's on YouTube. You'll see it somewhere. There's a great video actually, and it shows the character of Jason Shaw. I'll just pause for a second while Mark takes this break, because this is a big point of the match.
made a ball.
Yeah, that's a good break.
It's a nice split as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's for Chris breaking. He's putting 2 or 3 balls or 4 already.
Yeah.
Mark's, you only need 1 though.
Yeah, there's a lovely video that is on YouTube. It was a bit difficult to find actually. I don't know how I stumbled across it, and it was of Jason winning the Black Ball Championship. There's a couple of videos. One's just him playing, and the other one shows the kind of 10 minutes before the before it all kicked off, before it started, and he was waiting for Seb to come into the arena. And while he was there, he was just having a knockabout on the table, and he started hitting balls the full length of the table, just smashing him into the pocket, like one after another. And as he did it, the crowd would cheer, and then the cheers got louder and louder, and he started hitting them harder and harder, and he's literally potted about a dozen balls one after another, just smashing him into the pocket. And the crowd are loving it, and it pretty much epitomises him, because I've heard talk, someone was saying when he was over in China, Jason Shaw is another really, I mean, he practices a lot, really, really big. He's a massive professional. He's got tables at home. He's got American 9-ball table. He's also got one of the Chinese tables as well. I think one of the Joy tables. So he loves practicing. When he went over to China, he was doing a similar thing. And you know how tight the pockets are over there.
I've not played the game, to be honest, but I've watched it.
But they're really, really tight pockets. They're like, you know, they're like snooker pockets and the balls are the American style balls, so they're bigger. And someone said that he was doing exactly the same over there. He was, but not just smashing him in. He was smashing him down the rail. Like, I mean, it's virtually impossible. And he's just smashing him down the rail, ball after ball. And that's what he does for practice. Like, you know, just practicing all his hard shots. Anyway, that's what we got to look forward to tomorrow. So in the meantime, Marc making no mistakes in this clearance. It was an awkward clearance actually, but he's played it well.
Just drop it onto the yellow, to the left of the red.
Yeah. Oh no, it's just playing through the gap.
I thought it had a little angle on it.
Yeah, keeping it nice and simple. The black in the middle. Yeah, I was with you there. I thought he just had the nudge into the red to leave it in the corner, but yeah.
Are we going to see a decider?
Well, I mean, who'd bet against it? 9 frames apiece. Jack Whelan's edged ahead. He's now 8-7 against Carl Morris. So the winner of Greg Batt and Liam Dunster will play the winner of Chris Day, Neil Waybone. The winner of Scott Gillespie, Sean Story, which I would suggest is probably Scott Gillespie because he's 10-4 up, will play the winner of this game. And then the winner of Carl Morris and Jack Whelan will play the winner of Ronan McCarthy and Rob Chilton. And Ronan McCarthy's looking good for that at the moment.
Yeah, he's 9 frames to 4 up.
Some more blockbuster games ready for tomorrow morning. That 9 o'clock session looking really inviting. Make sure, as I say, set your alarm clocks. Don't lie in tomorrow morning. I know it's Sunday, but you need to be get yourself a cup of tea and get in front of the TV nice and early. Set up YouTube on the smart TV.
Yeah, it's only just over 9 hours till that action.
Well, don't remind me.
Enjoy your sleep. It's an unbelievable break, but I don't think he's made a ball.
No.
It's very rare to see Chris not make a ball off the break.
And he knows how big that break was. And the way Marc Farnsworth plays, who's to say that Chris Melling's going to get another shot in this match?
Yeah, could be over now.
You could quite
Marc's
easily see
next.
Marc clear up here and break dish the last. And that wry smile, as Chris understands that totally.
I'm sure Marc will be thinking, well, he'll be putting all his efforts into this frame.
Yeah, yeah.
But
just one at a time at the moment. But March is working out his patterns. He's one of the best players at working his way around the table. One of the best in the world.
Did you watch the Calcutta at all? The auction, players'
I did.
auction?
Yeah, I've just soaked up every little bit of this this event.
It'll be interesting to see what prices people go for next time, because they're doing it before the draw list next time.
The thing is, some people were caught napping, weren't they? On that first day, when people were unsure about what was going on and a few players slipped through the net.
Yeah.
Those early ones in Clint and Gareth Hibbert. That won't happen again.
Yeah, they went for, I think, 600 and 700.
Yeah, that won't happen again. Jimmy Croxton, I think, went for about 200 quid, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yeah. Jimmy's a very, very good player.
Yeah, those kind of things won't happen again. And I think when it gets to black ball, it'll go up again. In the next event, don't forget Mick Hill's in.
Yeah, I was going to say
That's
that,
another big player.
Will he go for more than Tom Cousins?
Well, there is that question.
4-time world champion.
But the thing is, people will know that it's world rules again, but they've known that with this rack levelling out the rule sets and the rules being kind of irrelevant at this level, they'll know that, you know, that'll encourage them to spend a bit more on their players as well.
Yeah.
But I think the black ball events, wow.
Oh dear.
And you see Mark in that stance again, that we are the champions stance with his hands over his head. But,
he won't be feeling like the champion at the minute.
Exactly, yeah. You see Lee Clough in the background there, sat down watching intently. The tower. The tower. From Blackpool, hence called the Tower, plus the fact he's about 6'6".
The Blackpool Tower. I remember when players were entering the events, and Lee was putting pictures on of the players saying welcome certain players. I think it was Shane Thompson put on a welcome the Tower with a picture of the Blackpool Tower.
So a couple of people asking, so to let you know, my name is Nick Finn, and I'm in the commentary box with Matt Schofield. Matt, ice cream Schofield, where does the ice cream come from? Should you tell us?
It's just someone changed it a long time ago, unknown to me, and I can't change it. I need a password to change it. I don't know how to change it.
Oh, so it's
just stuck.
It's just your Facebook
so
name.
Yeah, when I've played money matches in the past, I've had it all melting under the pressure. Cool as ice cream. Oh.
So there's no significance. There wasn't a story about an ice cream and then someone stuck it on there for a laugh.
I don't really know. I can't really remember, to be honest, but it was strange, and I just can't change it.
Oh my goodness.
So it's.
So you're stuck.
I want to change it, but I'm stuck.
I haven't looked at your profile yet. Do you use it as your nickname? Have you got a poor nickname?
It'll just be what everyone calls me, Matty. No significant nickname.
Oh, it's got to be the ice cream, surely.
Oh yeah, I do get called it.
You've got to amend your profile.
And then I get asked why, and I've got no answer. I did once put on the player's profile, you had to put on any stories. I once had an embarrassing story. It was at the Blackball County Finals in Chelsea. It was at the county finals in Chelsea. I had, I think it were half an hour till my next match. Went back to my caravan, took a shortcut, ended up trying to jump a big puddle rather than go round the caravans and slip backwards into the puddle.
Excuse me for snorting.
So I had dirty clothes for my next match.
And
it was a bit embarrassing.
When we were just exchanging stories there, Chris played an extremely audacious shot, playing up and down the table, trying to clip the red in. So he missed it altogether, and he's basically handed this frame on a plate to Marc Farnsworth.
Yeah, he got a good chance when it was looking like Marc had it originally.
Yeah, yeah. So Marc not being punished for his mistake there. And again, we asked the question, will he come back?
Well, Marc to break next, like you said before. It could be over for Chris.
So, what seems like the formality of these 3 last balls. And it really is, isn't it? Some players, you probably sit in your chair and you think, oh, right out of position on that one, might have half a chance, but this is as easy as it gets for Marc Farnsworth.
He's one of the most clinical.
Yeah, I think that's a really good word to use on it, actually. It's
hence being #1 on the IPA for I don't know how long now.
Yeah, yeah. So, quite interesting. I don't know if maybe I missed something, but I don't think I have. I don't think either player have been for a bathroom break, have they? I think it's the first match that I've covered today where somebody hasn't stepped away for a bathroom break. In fact, one of the matches, there was about 8 breaks. But, both of these players, absolute professionals. Marc Farnsworth just sat in his corner now drinking a glass of water, and that's probably what Chris has got sat next to him. They won't be drinking alcohol, that's for sure.
Well, they'll both be hoping they'll be drinking alcohol out of that big trophy at the end of
champagne. Champagne is what they're hoping for.
Do we get a decider?
And what a magnificent trophy that is. Look at that.
It's almost as big as the people in the background.
Yeah, so you see the 2 organisers there in the same shot. Just to the right-hand side, Lee Kendall, and to the left, Lee Grout.
Team Lee.
Chris Melling. Eyes up the front. Sorry. What am I talking about? Marc Farnsworth. Eyes up the front ball.
Oh, he's gone in off.
Oh, my goodness. Raises his cue above his head again. I've seen him do that so many times on the IPA tour as well, when he makes a mistake. Wow, how significant is that? Is that going to be the last part that he plays?
Yeah. He's got a difficult one to the top right. 2 tied up.
So, however you look at it, with Chris with ball in hand, it is advantage Chris, but there's a couple balls tied up there, so
Well, it's not a plant, so
it's not a gimme, is it? It's just not.
Just needs to get into it as early as he can.
He's trying to work out what to do. I think he'd
He's shaking his head, but I'm sure he'll be happy with the shot.
I think he'd dearly love to have that rack still on the table with a ball on top of it, so he can ask Viv to move it and get a few extra seconds.
Yeah, I forgot they're on a time limit.
He has to be careful. He's called for his extension already.
It's not often they use. Yeah. All the time. How long is the extension?
I believe, I don't know, I'm going to have to find out. I think it's a 45-second clock with a 30-second extension. Oh, that's gone awkward, hasn't it? He's unlucky there. Those 2 balls coming together. He's got an angle to screw back, but the red and yellow are so close together, it's difficult to get the action he needs and make it, you know, like play it accurately.
Yeah. But I can still see him going for these. Stretching over. He's playing on something. Can he play the plant? 3-ball plant.
My goodness.
He's going to have to land.
Look at this shot. Look at this shot he's lining up here.
The only problem is he's going to have to be on it. He's going to save it till his last 2 reds. And
with some of the shots he's played in this tournament,
he's taking it now.
You just don't put it past him. But oh, this is such a hard shot. Oh my! Oh wow! And he played it in such a way he could come around the table and try and knock out that red and yellow at the same time.
Yeah,
he's not happy with making a 3-ball plant. He wants to develop a difficult one.
Yeah, he's run out with his white there a little bit. Frustrating time. Very, very tough pot now. Hand control is white. Well, if he plays this controlled, it's a hell of a shot. He's got a shot.
He has got a shot. He's got this. I mean, it's a horrible shot, but he's got a shot. It's a very thin cut into the top corner, but he would have taken. He'll take this. I mean, he's when you think of where he could have landed, trusting a bit to luck there.
Yeah, he'll be happy with the shot, but
my God, this. Well, I would say his tournament life depends upon this pot. It doesn't quite.
No, he's.
But to remain in the winner's side and not drop for the harder route through the loser's side, it does indeed depend on this shot. You'll know before he does. He's got it.
What a shot.
My goodness. Oh no. Look at that kiss. Oh,
he's got another shot.
The drama. Oh, I don't even. I mean, that looked. It was coming round perfectly.
Has he got a shot on this?
And then he gets a horrible kiss. He can't see it to pot it. He can't. He can't.
What has he got? Has he got anything?
Well, he's looking at one metal potting it into the. No, he's taking his extension. Don't forget. He's taking his extension, so he's going to end up rushing this if he's not careful.
Playing it off yellow at the top, but I don't think he's got anything but an enough if he does that.
No, not made it. Not made it. And in all honesty, even under a bit of pressure, this is about as much a formality as it gets for Marc Farnsworth. You've said it before a couple of times, clinical in these situations. I would have a very large bet at short odds on Marc clearing these up. If you wanted a player to clear these balls and your life depended on it, I don't think there's many players that you want in this situation than Marc Farnsworth. I don't want to jinx him. Equally, I'd love to see a decider.
Yeah, that's what the crowd wants.
He is simply going to work his way down through these balls.
With his real ball at the bottom till the end.
Yeah.
With the black being near the bag. Oh.
Wow.
He'll be taking that one now.
He's gone straight down.
Ronan McCarthy's 10-4 ahead now.
Do you think he's still going to play that one along the rail now? The level of difficulty's gone up. It's
yeah, I agree.
It's a more difficult shot when he's got such a simple pot in the middle. He's got to come back for it, hasn't he? He's got such a simple pot in the middle and then an easy opportunity to get back on it.
Is he playing a cannon here though?
Oh, what a shot. What a shot. That shows some real class there, doesn't it? And Bottle as well. I mean, other people may have questioned, like I was just questioning, and they think, well, you've got a simple pot in the middle, and you can leave a better angle to get on it.
Yeah, I agree.
But no such doubts in his mind. No negativity. It's an easy shot. I can get this. I got it covered, boys. Don't you worry.
Well, looks like.
So these 3 really simple balls now. Very simple. Perfect from Marc Farnsworth, and he's played a great game. Another player. How can you say that Marc Farnsworth is not one of the hot favourites to win this tournament after winning a match like this? What an incredible game of pool. It's a real feast on the eye. Amazing. Hats off to Chris Melling. He doesn't depart the tournament yet. A well-deserved round of applause for both players. Chris will be back with us on the losers section.
Yeah, who does Chris play in the losers section? Do you know?
No, I don't. No, I've not had a chance to look at that yet.
I'm sure they won't be happy with the draw.
But, I can quickly take a look at that. Chris Melling will play the winner of match 218. So he will play the winner of Callum Singleton and Rob Warren, and Callum Singleton's currently 5-3 up. So another tough game for one of those two. They've got Chris Melling waiting for them. What an amazing game of pool. I've really enjoyed that. We had a great start to the day, and now we've had a great finish to the day.
Yeah,
it's capped it at both ends.
Yeah.
So I can tell you now there's going to be an interview. I'm not sure who's going in, possibly Chris and Mark, definitely Mark. Lee Kendall will be in there talking to them.
I'm sure Chris will go in as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks very much to Matt. Really appreciate giving us your time. It's been great, and we'll hopefully see you again. Well, we'll see you sometime in the rest of the series if we don't catch you tomorrow. Are you staying around for tomorrow?
Well, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll stay in for the morning and watching a few games.
Yeah.
Maybe Appleton, sure. It's not a bad game.
That's a great game, yeah. So we'll see you in the morning, and yeah, from Beard Productions, we head off for the evening. I believe that's us finished. But don't forget, there is an interview now. Marc Farnsworth's in there. We're going to hand over to them in just a second. So we bid you farewell, we bid you good night. Don't forget to get up early in the morning. It is a spectacular game starting at 9 o'clock between Darren Appleton and Jason Shaw.
Well, Mark, that was a great match for the spectators. They had a packed house staying up to watch that match. Even though there's a boxing match on, they all come to watch yours, which says a lot for the standard of the match.
Yeah, I thought it was a great match. I thoroughly enjoyed being part of it. Obviously, Chris, you know, he's such a talented player. He plays like I said to Gareth before the match. He plays a lot of other disciplines and that, but he's such a good cueist. You know, if he's on his game, you've got a really, really tough match. I was really confident going into the game, and I didn't feel as if I'd done a lot wrong. I thought my break was all right. We pulled out some absolutely incredible finishes, and sometimes you've got to just sit back and admire some of the stuff he does with the shots. And but like I said, I really enjoyed the match. I always felt as if I would win. I never doubted. I never thought I was going to lose a match at any point, even though obviously he put us under a lot of pressure. but I'm just delighted to get the win in the end.
Yeah, I mean the one finish that stands out for me when he took the 14th frame to go 7-0, he showed a lot of character to stand that sort of onslaught of a finish, really.
Yeah, I think throughout the match, I can't remember how many. I know there was a couple of in-offs off the breaks and maybe a few dry ones, but I think I probably missed a couple of balls in the whole match. I can't remember. I think probably Chris maybe he's missed one or two. It's probably because of the rack as well. The balls just seem to come open all the time, and like I thought myself at the end of the day, I'm not. If the game's open, I'm comfortable playing an open game. I just thought obviously there's a few scrappy frames. I'd fancy my chances even more, but. Possibly do with a rack, but every frame just seemed to be completely wide open, which from a spectator's point of view is good. From my point of view, I wanted to get a few frames maybe bogged down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean for the viewers, I'm from a tactical background, I enjoy that, but the viewers really don't want to watch that. They want to watch open games like that with like Chris and yourself knocking the big finishes in.
Yeah, I think don't get us wrong. I think some frames in matches and world rules can be, if you get two negative players, I think it is difficult to watch. But I think if you get two attacking players, a tactical frame can be good to watch. Sometimes it just the way the ball's split in that match, every frame seems to be open, which is you've got to play the way the balls are. Do you know what I mean? But I think if you can get two attacking players play the world rules in an attacking manner, even though it's a scrappy frame, I think they're still good to watch for a spectator. But just the way the balls came out there was wide open.
I think it matters on the level of the play. When you get two tough players, I don't think the rules come into it. I think whether you're playing black ball, world, or whatever rules, if you're playing two good players at the table. I grew up playing like the old rules, the old EPA back in the day, and then I spent a lot of years playing the world rules. You don't realise how much the break makes a bit of a difference. So I played black ball probably, I don't know, maybe it's 5-6 years or whatever now, like full time. Came back to the world rules the last 2 or 3 weeks. I think the world rules makes it a bit more difficult off the break. You break a black ball, you can still put a red onto a yellow, etc., vice versa. Whereas the world rules, once you nominate, it does like limit what you can actually do. So you have got to be a bit more clever with a white ball and stuff, you know, which I think benefits the player, the better players as well. I mean, that's probably one of the only matches I've sat through most of it. I've been busy doing other things, but I just sat there in the crowd thinking, this is why I set the series up, to watch matches like this, because we don't get these matches anymore.
Yeah, Lee, I think it's like hats off to everything that's like yourself and everybody else who's put so much work and effort in. At the end of the day, it's great to have likes of Chris involved, you know, and I know he's got other Q Sporty players and those likes of Darren and stuff like that, but to attract them players, it just benefits everybody, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I want to play the better players and all the rest of it, and I want to compete, and it brings myself, and obviously I've put a lot of practice in the last few weeks and I've enjoyed it. You want to play the better players, and I think it'll raise the standard even more, having likes of Chris and Darren and Carl, like the 9 ball players who predominantly were English players back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, we have emphasised the 9 ball players a lot in most of the interviews, but I think that's because they've gone away from the game, they come back and they don't look like they've been away.
Yeah, I think it's a bit like it's a bit harsh on the English 8 ball players when they think like likes of Darren, Chris, Carl, they don't really play the game these days and come back, because they came from a poor background, and like especially Darren and probably Chris, they were untouchable like back in the day. I mean, they were very, very good players, you know, so they're not going to forget overnight. Fair enough, they might lose the edge a little bit, but like they're never going to be pushovers coming into this tournament.
Yeah, it's not like we've bought snooker players and have never played
the game.
You bought pedigree back into.
And you can see even like Chris, he's a very, very attacking player, but you can see he knows his patterns inside out. You know he's like been around the block a million times. He's a very, very clued up, very, very aware of the situation on the table, you know. So he always tries to make, even though he's flamboyant and all the rest of it, he picks his patterns out well, whereas a snooker player probably would go the wrong way about things.
Okay, well, we'll wrap it up now. You've got one more match and you're through to the quarterfinals. I'm not sure who you've drawn.
I never really took, obviously the only time I looked at the draws when the Calcutta was done, I knew Chris was in my section, I knew there was some other good players in, but I never, with the double elimination, I never really took too much notice of what the draw was. So I'm just pleased to be through and like hopefully get one more match out the way tomorrow and then down to the single elimination.
Yeah, into the act for the quarterfinal draw.
Okay, Mark. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, well played.
Thank you.
Okay, that's it for tonight. We've finished. I think there's a couple of matches still going on the other streams, but on the arena table, it's good night for us, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Cheers, mate.